Okay, we are going to discuss why we need operating system. Okay, so computer hardwares are really complex. Those hardwares working with the machine code actually. So we can't call the hardware devices directly. That means user cannot directly communicate with the hardware devices. Therefore, there should be intermediate interface between the user and the hardware devices. Each type of hardware, computer hardware is different. Instructions required to manage different hardware components are different. Many processes are active at given time and complete for the resources with the help of operating system. So without operating system, can't control the hardware devices. Then just look at this one, the role of an operating system. So for which purpose we are going to use the operating system? It allows different applications to share resources of a computer simultaneously. Same time, different applications are sharing the resources. It may be hardware. Just think about in my machine, the random access memory. At this moment, this PowerPoint presentation is sharing the this random access memory as well as Zoom package also sharing. Simultaneously, both the softwares are sharing the resource. Okay, at the same time, both softwares are using the random access memory. Otherwise, I can't execute this program. And an operating system provides orderly and controlled collection of a resource among process jobs. Processors mean jobs that are competing for them. Print job first in first out order. So just think there is a print and sharing among around 3 or 4 machines. So if everyone give the command at close to same time, then first print job is going to print first. Then second one, second. That means one after the other. First in, first come order. So if I give the print command first, then I can get the print out first. Think everyone click the print button and taken the going to go and take the printouts at the same time. So then it will check which process sent first. So if the operating system cannot understand who gave the first chance, then it will check to whom should give the priority, first priority. Okay, so like this, the operating system going to control the processing job. So then implements useful abstractions interfaces for the user. That means implements common mechanism for applications to use hardware devices. Hide complex hardware devices. That means hide the complexity. Programs need not to be aware of the low-level details of the hardware device. That means in the moment, I'm not going to check whether what are the machine codes to display the output or else display taking the printout. Okay, earlier days, we had to use the machine codes. That means machine code mean 1 0 binary codes to call to get the printouts. After that, DOS prompt were there. So we had to give the DOS uh, command to get the display as well as printout. So there were different types of softwares in earlier days. So now we have the Windows platform. It's very easy. We are not going to directly call to the hardware. So software will communicate with us and give the uh, user-friendly background for the user. So programs need not to be aware and the low-level details of the hardware devices. So actually, I don't want to know what is the processor, what is the RAM card, which type of RAM card, because it's hidden from me. I can see only the Windows and the PowerPoint presentation only. Okay, so it gives a user-friendly background for the user. Then user should not need to be worried about the hardware component. This is clear? Okay, so I just continuously explain. Then after that, you should write on the highlighted point. Okay, so I just put the notes just to explain. You should copy only the highlighted points because that means you should know how to write the exams answers. Normally we are writing point form, but the point should be at least one sentence. Okay, don't write only the convenient. So convenient, why it is convenient, why it is efficient. Okay, one sentence should be there. So next one is convenience. So to make the computer more convenient to use, that means it the operating system provide more convenient uh, background for the user. It provides easy to use interface for the normal user. That means Windows, even grade 1 child can access, ne? And the small child even can draw a picture using Windows platform, using painting. Okay, so that means it provides the user-friendly background. That means need not to know about the hardware components. Then provide easy user interface for normal user. That means no need the knowledge about the technology. Just can anyone use it. Hidden complexity of the hardware devices from the application developer. So therefore, we call it is efficiency. That means not efficiency, convenience. This user, it is convenience for the user. Then next one, efficiency. Monitor and manage resources of a computer system efficiency. That means it monitors CPU, random access memory, input output. Therefore, we call it as efficiency. Is these 4 points are clear? Okay. I just highlight this part also. Make computer more convenient to use, then write because it provides. Okay, with the reason, only the highlighted part, right? Okay, shall we start copying these two slides? Only the highlighted one. That means heading should be there, the role of operating system. Start copy down. Now we are going to discuss about what is an operating system. So last days also we discussed what's that. Now look at an operating system is a software that provides a virtual machine. Virtual machine means it's pretend like a machine, but it is that means it provides the virtual interface. But can you touch the windows? Can't. It's a software. Okay, it's a software and it provides us a virtual machine. That means it hides the hardware details and provide interface to the application and end user. So as a user-friendly interface, we call it as virtual machine. Manages computer resources, keep track of resources, usage, grant, revoke, permission, or resources, and executes application softwares. That means it manages resources. Mean just think if I want to hide some settings in my machine, I can give some security settings that been hidden, or I can apply some username password, and I can give permissions for admin permission, as well as we can take what uh, that mean clients permission. Normally in your school, you can't do more functionalities in the machine. There are two different accounts, admin account and the student account. Likewise, we can make some accounts and then we can restrict some functionalities in the machine. Okay, so like we can do some changes. So now look at that. Mean actually within bracket I have given to explain what is that. Operating system is a software that provides virtual machine for the user. It is a software that provides user the virtual machine. That means it is not a complex like actual hardware device. Actually, there is a complex system inside. Okay, we don't know how the hard disk is rotating, how the hard disk header is pointing, and how the random access memory working, and how it copies data to the ALU. Those things are hidden. Actually, after I explain only, you got to know there is a hard. This is the way how it's rotating, and this is the ALU, how it's functioning, or the functionalities you got to know after I explain. So actually, so normally all the functionalities are hidden for the user. It provides us the user-friendly background. So hide hardware details, provide interface to the application and end user. Then another one, it manages the computer resources. That means we can give permissions, revokes the permission grant user accounts, and execute application software. It executes the application software. So by looking, actually, there are 3 points only. I just explain the rest within brackets. Just look at the note. Okay, it is a software, provide the virtual machine. Virtual machine means it hide the software details and provide interface to the application and the end user. Then it manages computer resources, apply some permissions, accounts, and execute application software. Okay, So even though I highlighted, you must write everything this one, because later you should know what are the meaning of those things. Therefore, copy down entire thing. And okay, wait, I just want to explain the other part. So now look at this diagram. So then there is a user. Okay, user want to communicate with the hardware device. So first user has to use the application software. Just imagine I want to take the print out. So can I directly print? No, I have to go through the Word, just the PowerPoint presentation. I have to access the PowerPoint presentation using application software. Then I'm calling the Windows. Then through the Windows, that means operating system software, there are operating system and utilities. That means Windows is there. So Windows has device driver softwares. That means with the printer, we are installing the printer software. So we call it as device drive, printer device driver software. So with the help of printer software, we are taking the printout. If there is a paper jam, then that hardware device identify there is a paper jam. Then that message gives out with the help of device driver software, printer software. Then it will display for us. Okay, so that means operating system can directly give that, or else through the application software even we can give. Can you understand this mechanism? Okay. This diagram, I think you have done in grade 9. I just put it just to explain. Okay, just draw this one also. No need detail, only the application, system, software, hardware, and the user. Just put the arrows in both sides. Okay, so shall we start copying this too? Okay. There is a software called kernel in operating system. Okay, so that means kernel is the one which manages the hardware devices. That means device. It does the device management, then memory management, and system call. So if I want to take the PowerPoint presentation as a presentation view, or as minimizes all those things, when I'm doing everything going through those kernel. Actually, the kernel is with the operating system. When we switch on the machine, okay, before that, if it is with the operating system, where is the operating system? Before switching on the machine, where we save the operating system? Where is OS? In the computer, yes, I know. Where is that the location? Most of the machine, it is in the C drive, ne? Operating system is in your C drive. That's what we call don't put the other software inside C drive. That's what I told that may divide your machine, shrink your machine into D or E, take another partition and save your PowerPoint presentation or whatever the class work in the other location. The reason we are not going to put all softwares together, it will jump a mix up. So therefore, we normally we shrink mean divide or partition, both the words we use. We shrink the hard disk and take a separate location for the normal usage. Then operating system we keep the separate and we are doing another location. So when we consider about the operating system, it is in the C drive. Normally, we save it in the C drive. Okay, in the hard disk. So once I switch on the power button, just listen, no, don't write now. Once I switch on the power button, that means when I'm switching on the computer, there is a software called kernel inside the hard disk that will copy into random access memory. Okay, the kernel software will copy into random access memory. So when I'm switching on, what will happen? Booting setup is working, startup setup is working. Then while it is starting up, that means Windows or the Intel information will display on the screen. So that time, the kernel move into the random access memory. Okay, so then kernel will in charge of all the operating system functionalities. So if I want to give the print command, or if I want to find the D drive or another file, or click on the desktop, whatever when I'm going to do, the kernel is in charge of all the functionalities. Okay, so that's what normally we could be able to run all the programs inside the random access memory. So just another thing. Can you execute any program without random access memory? Can't. Random access memory should be there, must be there. Otherwise, we can't execute any program. Okay. So program execution is happening inside the random access memory. Is this clear? So to run whatever program, you need the random access memory. Okay. There's a question. If thing Mahisha, not Mahisha, we'll take another student. Okay, Jihan. Okay. Think Jihan is playing a game. It is 9.5 GB game. Just imagine. The game size is 9.5 GB. Just imagine. And Jihan's random access memory is around 8 GB. Can he play the game? Everyone give me feedback. Can. 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 Online students, please put it in the chat. In physical class, everyone says can. Okay. Then how? You know that? Done in the school. Okay. Yes, we can. Jihan can play the game. How? Who is helping for Jihan? Who mean which hardware device helping the Jihan to run the program? Because 1.5 GB is not there. So if all the program to be executed, everything has to move into the random access memory. If the random access memory capacity is not enough, there should be a space to keep the remaining part. Okay. So Selene says hard disk. Yeah. If she says hard disk, yeah, I'm also hard disk. You said the answer halfway. I need the correct answer. Yesterday, Rochita said GPU. Yes, GPU also there. GPU means the monitor that means giving the result out. That means it will speed up, but it can't take that much of capacity. Yes, very good. Virtual memory. So virtual memory is inside the hard disk. Okay. So if the space is not enough, the required space is given by the hard disk. That means hard disk that space we call as a virtual memory. That means it's a temporary memory. Okay, according to the required program. Later we will write all those things. I just explaining. There will be separate note for that section later on. So hard disk will give the space for the random access memory. So the remaining part 1.5 GB has to use in the hard disk virtual memory. Then that is a temporary memory. Then whenever needed, moving the data to the random access memory. Okay. So to do those things, there should be a software in charge of those things, memory management unit or whatever the things to control. The kernel is helping for that purpose. Okay. So memory management unit also there. So input, that means that's what I told. Memory management. To do those things, there should be like a policeman to control everything. Okay. So kernel is the one which control all the memory device requirements. It will manage the memory as well as manage the devices and system calls. Then just look at this diagram. Application softwares are there, then kernel in between that. Then it will call the CPU, memory devices, and the other devices. So kernel does the process management, memory management, device management. Okay, now look at the kernel is a computer a program that manages input-output request from software and translate them into data processing instructions from the central processing unit and other electronic components of a computer. Now, I told you it does big function because whenever, if the memory is not enough, then take the memory from the virtual. And the other hand, if the user said print or give some input output request, then kernel will respond according to that. So there will be huge functionalities inside the mesh operating system that does by the kernel. So kernel is a computer program that manages input, output requests from the software and translate them into the data processing. So whenever I need to send for the data processing, it will send it. Okay. Instruction for the central processing unit and the other electronic components of a computer. The kernel is a fundamental part of a modern computer operating system. So in modern computers, the fundamental part we can call as a kernel. So kernel is a part of software that reside in the main memory. Main memory means random access memory. Okay. Kernel is a part of software, operating system software, and it resides in the main memory, that means random access memory. Then when the computer is switched on, so why did I put the when the computer is switched on? If the computer is switched off, it's with the hard disk. Okay. When it is switched on only, when the computer is switched on only, kernel coming to the random access memory while machine is booting up. Okay. So now you have to write this slide and the next diagram, this one, that means, okay, this entire one, okay, this one also, this entire slide and the note. Okay, shall you write the heading? What is kernel? Write the heading, what is kernel? And copy the description about the kernel. After that, you should write the functionalities and this one, okay? Write the heading, what is kernel, and start copying this one.